Hello and welcome back to the 6 o'clock show. Erica is in the kitchen for us this evening.
Yes.
Erica Drum, remind us what we're having?
We're having peri peri chicken.
Lovely.
So this is a Portuguese dish. Actually came up from Africa over into Portugal. That's where the spices are as well. You know, a very famous chain of restaurants.
Yes.
Right. It's better than that, basically. I'm making a nicer version, a homemade version.
Oh, listen.
And you'll never go back there. She hasn't got the name of the restaurant yet. No?
Yeah.
Chain of fast food.
Hasn't dropped yet. Doesn't matter.
Lots of chicken.
No.
Comes from Portugal.
We'll tell you that.
We'll get there with it.
Anyway, if you've eaten piri piri chicken in Portugal, it's
delish. And it does vary in heat as well, right? Some places might have it really spicy. So I'm going to do an accompaniment with it quite quickly as well, which is the tomato rice. So I wanted to start with that first really quickly. And the tomato rice, the reason I'm doing it is because I think lots of people are growing tomatoes at the moment. And they're kind of coming into season now. It's my favourite time of year.
Are you growing tomatoes?
I am.
You're growing
tomatoes. Kim Wilde was on the show last night. She's growing tomatoes.
There you go.
Yeah,
She's got her sister growing tomatoes.
Aisling Larkin is growing beans and tomatoes.
Yeah.
I mean, loads going on.
And it's really tomato season. And even if you're buying them in the supermarket, they're coming from, you know, whether they're coming from Ireland, they're coming from somewhere locally, usually, that are in season, like Spain, or nearly couldn't get that, Spain or Italy or France or somewhere. So I'm going to get a little bit of olive oil. Basically, it kind of starts a little bit like a risotto. There's onion going in. This is really simple. I'm not going to take ages to show you. I just wanted to give a side dish with the piri piri chicken. Also something you can do in advance. The piri piri chicken can be done on the barbecue. This guy can just be, maybe not done on the barbecue, but can just be sitting ready, you know, sitting pretty. So I'm frying onion, very much a similar start to lots of dishes from Portugal and around Spain as well. There's garlic going in, and then also bay leaves. I love the smell of these. That's with olive oil, that's it. Just bring down the heat a little bit. And you're starting it off nice and hot. And I'm helping the concentrate of the tomatoes with a puree. So that's the one that comes in a tube. That's a tablespoon. That's gone in there. And then some rice. So this is just simple long grain rice going in and being shaken around, getting all the flavours in, the coating, a little bit of salt and pepper. And it's got all that lovely tomato puree in there as well.
Yeah.
And basically what I did was I got 5 or 6 tomatoes, about 500 grams, the same as the size of a jar of passata. So you could easily just buy yourself a jar of passata if you wanted. Okay. And I blitzed them. It's much nicer at the moment, fresher, and that's all it is. So
500 grams of tomatoes. Any tomatoes you got going on.
Anything you've got going on, and if they're split or they're broken or they're going a bit bruised, or, you know, it's a great way to use them up.
That's it.
Yeah. That's it. Get it nice. It smells so good already. Get it nice and hot. Bring it to a bubble. And then turn it nice and down low, so it just simmers really gently there.
The rice just simmers away.
Instead of water.
And
it is mostly water.
You know the way with a risotto, sometimes you have to add a bit more water as you go. Do you need to add anything to that?
You might. So obviously it all depends. We're all going to cook differently in our own homes, different pans or whatever. So if you do, you just add a little bit of water towards the end. You know, keep an eye on it, but really low is the key. Like it only needs to be.
For how many minutes?
Probably about 12, between 10 and 15. Yeah, and we might all use different rice and different induction hobs, but yeah, about 10 to 15. So I'm going on to the piri piri sauce, the main deal. This is really straightforward, and I do want everyone to try it because it's so delicious. So I've got chili. That's the main part. I've got a fresh chili and I've got some dried chilies. You can decide in your household how hot you want it, but what I do is make it with less, taste it. Add more. Yeah. That's all you do.
Because it's easier to add than take away.
Exactly. My fresh chili wasn't that hot, so I put the seeds and the membrane in. That centre part of your chili, so the bit that's all through the centre, which holds the seeds in place, is actually where a lot of the heat is held. Yeah. Okay. So I put that in, and then I've got some dried chilies as well. I've just chopped them up there. They were sitting in, poured boiling water over them just to kind of rehydrate them a little bit. And they're dried chilies gone in. You can get them in most supermarkets, and you'd see them hanging. Do you know, the like full chilies all hanging and drying in Portugal or Spain?
Oh, yeah,
in shops, everywhere. So next time you're there, hopefully we'll all get away soon, buy some, and they're great for this, you know. So then I've gone in with garlic, of course, loads of garlic. There's about 2 tablespoons of smoked paprika. So it's not spicy smoked paprika, it's sweet, as in not spicy. It's not sweet, but it's smoked, so it gives that barbecue-y flavour. It's really delicious. Then I'm going in with a bit of honey, so that's going to give us a bit of sweetness. So that's about a tablespoon. And some vinegar, so that's giving sour, but it's also helping to keep the chicken nice and moist. You could do this with cauliflower as well, guys. It's really delicious.
Okay.
Okay, so treat that as your chicken. So say if you, for a vegetarian dish, just kind of go for
I actually get the head of cauliflower. I won't even cut the core out of it because it barbecues so beautifully or grills beautifully. I'll cut it into 4 and that will be the quarter of the barbecue will be someone's chicken breast, essentially. And a good bit of olive oil because you want this to kind of, you know, pan out and give you a good bit of sauce. Salt and pepper. So easy, guys. So delish. That's it. A little bit of lemon as well. So you can do the zest of a lemon if you have a little zester. Pop that in, but then also the acidity a little bit from the juice. Now, and then I'm going to use a little bit of noise. If you don't have one of these, it's fine. It still works. You could do it in a little food processor, a little NutriBulge, whatever you have.
Yeah.
So, okay. Now, a few little bits. Isn't a big deal. They are going to be chili, so you want to be careful. And then keeping half of your sauce to put on the plate so it doesn't get raw chickeny.
Oh, yeah.
People can keep dipping in if they like it hotter.
Gotcha.
And the other half is going on your chicken.
Oh,
and yeah, it's fab. Maybe I'm just keeping a little bit back there. Toss your chicken. I will get my hands all dirty in here if I could. I don't want it now. And I was going to grill it in the studio, and then I said no, because when you grill it, it goes really smoky. But that's a good thing. Okay. You want to burn it.
Don't freak out.
Wouldn't have worked here, but you want to burn it. You actually want the char. So another thing you can do if you don't have a barbecue or you don't have a grill pan is under the grill in your oven.
Under the grill?
Under the grill.
Okay.
So pour it all over, pop it under the grill, get it nice and burnt, turn the grill off and put it onto just oven at 200 degrees. It will take a bit longer in an oven than it would.
For how long?
About half an hour to 40 minutes.
Half an hour. Well, we've got about 1, so this is handy. I know what to do.
And the barbecue's much faster. And also the barbecue does both things. It does the grilling and then it does the baking of the roasting of it.
Brilliant.
So I've wanted this to get this brown. Some people be like, oh no, she's burnt it. I haven't. It's part of the flavour.
That's how it's supposed to be.
So when you get to this stage, you get your sauce, as long as it hasn't touched any raw chicken, and you baste it again.
Okay.
And then I just realised I used my tongs for the raw chicken, so I'll have to use my hand
and there you go. Erica is going to plate all of this up for us.
Do one
Look
here.
at that.
And it's looking brilliant. We're going to be able to come back and have a look at this again at the end of the show. Erica's making it all lovely. Erica Drum, thank you for the lovely
Thank you so much.
Delicious.
Amazing. Okay, coming up, we'll have our wildlife expert, Aina Leilana, on the line. Come back to us after this break.
Everyone, Erica's still here.
Thanks, guys.
Erica's like, I went so fast towards the end there, and I didn't get to finish my dish, but you get to do it now.
Okay, thank you.
Let's go back to the burnt chicken. Tell everyone about the burnt chicken.
Call it the burnt chicken, though.
People are going to think
it's like a negative
I guarantee
connotation.
you, I've got a text from my mother now going, that chicken is burnt. Explain why it needs to look like that.
I'm sorry to your mom. It is kind of burnt. It's the flavour. So the thing is, with crunch and with texture comes the flavour of the burntness as well. So you have all those things. It kind of gives a little bit of bitterness. It gives the smokiness. It gives the barbecue-ness. It's absolutely delicious, I have to say. I think so myself. But what you could do is use the skin of the chicken, which I have here, and pull that to the side when it's finished. So the flavour will still be in there. And I like to keep the chicken skin on as well because it gets the all the meat more moist, keeps it more moist.
Yeah.
So yeah, essentially you can pull that burnt bit back, the darker bit.
The darker bit.
Stop.
I don't
Can we
mean
just say,
have to
the
say
crunchy
burnt.
bits.
It is supposed to look like
It is
this.
supposed
You know,
to.
if this arrives on your plate, you don't send it back.
You would, like you'd usually probably see the char lines of a barbecue or whatever. That one I did on a flat pan because I like to show that you can do it with anything really. You know, you could do it.
But you are doing this with this tomato rice.
Yes, so the tomato rice is arroz de tomate, which is a very
Sorry. We're gonna
Stop! No, I can actually speak a bit of Portuguese. I better not.
No,
I shouldn't have tried.
for that.
Shouldn't have tried.
Say it again.
I can't. I don't.
I really like it.
Arroz de tomate. Arroz, so it's A-R-O-Z, which is rice, arroz.
The Portuguese is an incredibly hard language.
And sounds like a cross between like Spanish and German. And people giving out basically most of the time, but usually they're having the crack. So yes, it's tomato rice and it's very much a staple over there. This one you can see that I put on earlier is bubbling away. I actually put it on too high.
There, at this stage. Yeah.
So you'll bring it down nice and low, and that's the cooked one that I've made with the bay leaves. Don't forget to take them out. You don't want to be eating your bay leaves. And I've just put it with the chicken. So on a gorgeous bit of salad. Salad's all in season at the moment as well. It's just a deadly barbecue thing to do. Another thing is people always ask me, you know, can I keep that sauce, whatever else?
Yeah.
That's where I was just being really careful. What sauce touched raw chicken? And half that didn't.
So that you knew what you could
exactly.
use
So you don't use the sauce that touched raw chicken again. Make sure it all gets put in the oven, and then that bit can go in the fridge for like.
Can we please give it up? She's the best in the world.